given us a little bit of a challenge because she has created a simple sentence that looks like it has multiple subject-predicate pairs. It doesn't. There's a little bit of complexity in her sentence, but actually not much. It's a sequence of prepositional phrases. So let me help you with something. Here's another piece of advice. You might want to write this down to help you. If you want to analyze a sentence and it looks confusing like this, just in your mind get rid of all the prepositional phrases. Can somebody chart the prepositions in the sentence? The words that are prepositions. I know, as soon as I ask that question, Emily's hand goes up. But Cal, in the movie, very good. So we have in the movie, forget about it. Keep going. Of the movie, good, forget about it. What else? I see three others. Look for from other parts, very good. Get rid of it. What else? Oh, good. Actually, I hadn't thought about that one. That was at the beginning, yeah. So there are still two more. Doing a really good job. Yeah, by cutting back and forth. You were confused because cutting back and forth doesn't look like an object, but it actually is. It's a gerund. It's a noun that's working that way. One more. Between scenes. That deserves a round of applause. Hey. Nice job, Cal. Okay, so what we've done, what Cal's done is exactly what I do that makes this so simple for me. You see that sentence and you think, oh my gosh, look at all that visual noise. What is what? I look at it and automatically all those prepositional phrases drop away and I see the core sentence. The core sentence is director Peter Berg and his editing crew developed conflict. The rest is just additional prepositional phrase material to add some detail. That's it. But that's her sentence. Okay, Johnny, give me a subject. The director would actually be modifying something else. What's the core noun? Nope. You're close. I confused you, actually. So that's my fault. Haley, help her out. Peter Berg. See? So you were right, but Peter Berg. Director is dependent upon Peter Berg, not the other way around. Developed is the verb. Very good, Johnny. Can somebody tell me the one wrinkle of complexity that Jordan has thrown into this sentence? There is one little issue. Haley. Editing crew. So crew, we have two subjects. Peter Berg, crew. That's your sentence. Demi? Why is it not what? Because editing is an adjective modifying crew. Correct. Correct. The noun phrase. Right, there you go. See? So, Emmy, here's what you've got, and I hope you're seeing this now because of a lesson 2 days ago, that his editing crew is an entire noun phrase, but the most important word in that is crew. And actually, director Peter Berg is a noun phrase also, but the most important word in that is, well, the compound Peter Berg. Let's diagram it. Diagram, diagram, diagram. Okay. Give me a moment. I'm going to pull up a blank diagram, and then I will show you this method. If you're in the Warners, subjects and predicates, take a look at diagrams. And if you're asking, well, what do you mean, Mr. Clarkson? There are examples of diagrams throughout the book. Look at where subjects and predicates are diagrammed. So take a moment to do that as we wait for this slow computer to catch up. Just any pages. If you find diagrams, see? Diagrams are all over the place. There we go. Almost there. Okay, success, yay. All right, shh. Hold on. I'm going to teach you some basic sentence diagramming here. We will talk about this a little bit more next week, but basic sentence diagramming means diagramming subject and predicate. So, let's see. We'll start with this. Come on, you can do it. All right, finally. Way too clunky, but here we go. So let's start with number 5 on your exercises. Sentence diagramming involves a computer that works and a baseline. And you should be practicing this, by the way, on some sort of sheet of paper. You'll be diagramming throughout the year. A baseline. A baseline is a horizontal cut in half by a vertical. That vertical may be pushed over to one side or another, depending upon the length of words in the sentence and other sorts of structures. But your basic baseline is bisected in the middle, using geometry terms. And in this, on the left side of the baseline goes the simple subject. On the right side of the baseline goes the simple predicate. That's it. When I diagram, I like to slash the words that I've diagrammed, because you must, if you were to complete this diagram, you must diagram the entire thing. Every word. Right now, I'm only expecting you to know this. Actually, I'll teach you one other idea. This is called a lower diagonal. A lower diagonal is a diagonal line that extends below the baseline. There are upper diagonals. This is a lower diagonal. Anybody know what word goes here? Speak it louder. What word goes there? Basic Diagramming 101. There you go. The rest of it, that's a direct object with a prepositional phrase with a compound object of the prepositional phrase. You don't need to worry about it right now. All you need to worry about is that you can find simple subject and predicate and place them on the correct lines. That's the core of the sentence. And if you take a look at the examples in the Warners, you'll see that all of them represent that basic structure. So I have told the reader of the diagram that my simple subject is countries, employ is my simple predicate, I have an adverb modifying employ, and I have an adjective modifying countries. Let's go to Jordan's, if I can. the problem? Two subjects. Anybody have an idea on a guess what you would do with two subjects? Two columns? Two diagrams? Okay, so here are different options. I could have two entirely different baselines. I could have the words on the same line together. Look in your Warners. Do you see a compound structure diagram? You know how I learned how to diagram? I looked at examples and said, oh, that's how you do that. I didn't read a textbook. I looked at example after example and said, oh, okay, here's a representative example of this. That's how I diagram this. Infinitive, participial, positive. Look for something that looks compound. I think Marissa's looking at a page with compound structures. Yeah, I think Ian's looking at a page with a compound structure on it. Marissa, what page are you on? 30. Ian, what page are you on? 30. I think Dimitri's got a page over there, also 30. You're excited? Okay. Sorry, I'm setting this up for you. As we do this more often, it'll become a lot faster. Who wants to give it a shot? Let's try diagramming it. Go on, Emily. Come on up. You can either draw lines yourself, or you can use the lines that I have down there infinitely cloned, pull them up, whatever you'd like to do. Yeah, it's always a little bit off, but you get used to it. Correct so far? Yeah. Yep. Don't worry about capitalization or anything. Emily is 100% correct. Thank you, Emily. Nice work. Now let me talk about the qualities of this, what she did. First of all, if you have a compound structure, that means two things that are doing the same task, two subjects. Then they split into this, what we call a fork. Oh, and by the way, you could have 17 of those forks. Because compound doesn't mean two, compound means more than one. In fact, if I were, let's see, what is it, the preamble? In order to form a more perfect union, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, the sentence diagram for that has a fork that has 5 tines, 5 different branches, because Jefferson has a series of 5 different infinitive phrases, all in repetition because Jefferson liked rhythm. He liked to repeat. So he's got bang, 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 5 different times. I think it's 5, maybe 6. I'll show you a diagram someday. But she has 2. The conjunction that joins the 2 goes on a dotted line. Conjunctions fall on dotted lines between the 2. She has decided that this is an adjective modifying Peter Berg. These are 2 separate adjectives modifying crew, and she's correct. If you ask, well, should his be linked to editing? Nope, they are independent. His does not modify editing. His modifies crew, and editing modifies crew. They are independent, so they are separate. This must connect here. You can't take editing and connect it over here. That wouldn't make sense. Editing doesn't work on developed. You can't develop it there either. Chelsea. If it's a good, Chelsea, if it's a compound sentence, you have two noun-verb pairs, you have two baselines because it's technically two sentences. And then there'll be this kind of dotted line structure joining the two. Emmy. With now makes it a prepositional phrase, and prepositional phrases are diagrammed differently. That and or that dotted line must be a conjunction. So with is still a joining word, but it's a different type of joining word. It's a prepositional joining. So that diagram I'll show you a little bit later. But this is basic. This is subject, predicate, and compound structures. You've just learned, wow, 5, 6 different concepts in diagramming. If that seems pretty clear and simple, hey, great, you're on track. If that seems totally confusing, I've scheduled a day next week to continue to work on it. More examples. What do we have here? For the rest of sentence analysis number 2, next time we meet and talk about grammar, I believe will be on Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't remember. I would like you to bring sentence analysis number 2. I'll probably check it in at that point. From there on out, everything will be just pure homework. So I've got sentence analysis number 1. Number 2, you bring next week whenever we do grammar again. And we'll go on from there. Hold on just one second, Dimitri.